What does it mean if your car won't start but the lights work? When you turn the key or press the start button and your dashboard lights come on, but the engine refuses to start, it can feel confusing and frustrating. Many drivers assume that if the lights work, the battery must be fine. Unfortunately, that assumption often leads to misdiagnosis, wasted time, and unnecessary stress. The truth is this: modern vehicles require far more power to start the engine than they do to power interior lights. Your infotainment screens or dashboard indicators. Understanding the difference is the first step in protecting your vehicle, avoiding breakdowns, and making smart maintenance decisions. So, why any of your lights can work, but your engine won't start? Your vehicle electrical system operates at different power demands. Small systems like lights, radio, draw minimal current. Starting the engine requires a massive surge of electrical energy to crank the starter motor and engage the ignition system. This means your vehicle can appear alive while still lacking the power needed to start it. So, a weak or failing battery is definitely a huge cause. A battery can have enough charge to illuminate lights, but not enough capacity to turn the engine over. And common signs of a weak battery are clicking sound when turning the key, slow or labored engine cranking, flickering dashboard lights during startup, needing frequent jump starts, battery older than 3 years old. Heat, cold, short trips, and electrical accessories all shorten battery's life. Even if the car started fine yesterday, the battery near the end of its lifespan can fail suddenly. You can have corroded or loose battery connections, and this can definitely cause no crank conditions, intermittent starting problems, random electrical glitches, clicking without engine turnover. And, it's normally going to be a green buildup. Like, you can normally see the corrosion, and you definitely don't want corrosion. I would recommend doing a battery service once a year, every 15,000 miles, just to make sure. And I love it when it looks fine. Well, preventative maintenance is supposed to make it continue to look fine. Yeah, it looks fine now, but unless you've got a crystal ball where you can tell the second that it needs to be changed, and then you're changing it before it needs to be changed, or you're maintaining it before it fails. So understand that simple truism. I mean, that's preventative maintenance. Yeah, it looks fine, but how long is it going to continue to look fine? And unless you can answer that question specifically, take care of it before it needs it. That's the way it's supposed to work. And you got starter motor failure. If the battery and the connections are healthy, the starter motor itself may be the issue. So with the symptoms of a starter problem is a single loud click when turning the key, no engine movement at all, grinding noise, intermittent starting behavior. Back in the old days, we would literally climb under there and whack it with a hammer and see if it would start while somebody else was whack it when you're by yourself. Somebody's turning the key or pushing the button and you whack it then. It'd be amazed back in the day how often it worked. Not so much anymore, but times change. You could have an ignition switch or a push button start system faults. Think about it. You got so many things that it takes to make a vehicle work. It's not even funny. And you can have a faulty neutral safety switch or clutch safety switch. You can have a security system or immobilizer issues. You can have blown fuses or relay failures. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on and on and on. The fun part, though, is it takes so much for a car to run. I mean, you've got air and fuel. You got to have that mixture proper. You got spark, creates an explosion inside of your chamber. So then you've got to time that with the bottom of the motor and the top of the motor, the pistons and the crankshaft and everything with the timing chain or belt that makes the valves, the intake valves and exhaust valves, go up working at the same exact moment the way they're supposed to. You've got all of these electronics situations and scenarios. I mean, to make a motor actually work, to make an engine work, is rocket science. I mean, it's not rocket, but it's got just as many systems as a rocket's got, maybe more. Think about it, the computers that you got in your car, because you got 20, 30, 40 onboard computers called modules in your car. And they have to be working in conjunction with each other. The sensors, the 3 miles worth of wire that you have in the car, it's all got to be working in harmony, and it's all got to be taken care of. And we think that we should be able to just stick the key in the car and turn it on or push the button or whatever we're doing, and it should just magically work. And it does just magically work if we maintain it. You got a better than average chance of a properly maintained vehicle starting when you want it to and going where you want it to go. You've got a better than fighting chance of a vehicle that's not maintained properly not doing that. Stay safe, stay strong.